Hello, I'm Madeline Edgar, a retired physiotherapist and Feldenkrais practitioner, and I'm going to give you another marvellous movement Feldenkrais tip to make your life easier. Today's tip is about walking. We all do it, but do we actually notice how we do it? Well, you'll soon find out. Stay till the end and I'll tell you how you can find out more about the Feldenkrais method through my Marvellous Movement books. So yes, we do all walk. Do we notice how we walk? When I first was in touch with the Feldenkrais method, I really hadn't noticed much about walking at all. You just do it, don't you? And I was really surprised after my first lesson to find how very differently I was walking. And I'm a physiotherapist and had been for 20 years before this. So I'm going to take you through some very basic steps to help improve your walking. So one of the first things we do is go right back to basics in that just notice how the weight is on your feet. Is it more to the front or the back, or the insides or the outsides? And is it actually different on one foot than the other? Take a little time to notice that. And then you can bring one foot forward as if you were going to take a step, but don't walk. Just simply bring your pelvis forward over your foot and back again. And feel, how do you do that in your skeleton? We really don't think much about our bones inside us, but they're very important. They're our support system, but they're very involved in how we walk as well. So what some people do is when they come forward, the knee is bent, and if you bring your pelvis over your foot, you're not going to be really able to take the weight through your leg. The bones are not one on top of the other. But if you come forward and slowly straighten your knee, then the bones can really take your weight. So you can play with shifting from the back foot to the front foot. And you might notice while you're doing that also, what happens to your breastbone? You don't think about your breastbone in walking, do you? But can you put your fingers just between your breasts and feel that as your pelvis comes over your foot, your breastbone actually goes a little bit up and towards the right. Isn't that interesting? Do it a few times and really feel it. And feel that as you come over that leg, you get taller. If you bend your knee, you will feel that you're getting shorter. That's not so good. So we want the nice straight knee on the leg that you've got the weight on, and the sternum, breastbone, going a little bit up and to the right. Once you've really got the feeling of that, then you can play with the other leg and put the left leg forwards and notice what happens when you go bringing your weight over your left leg. Does your knee straighten or does it bend? If it bends, you're going to get shorter and you're not going to feel stable. So just at that moment, your knee's not going to stay straight all the time. It has to bend the other parts of walking. But at that moment, when your weight is over your foot, then notice how your breastbone goes a little bit up and to the left. So play with that, just slowly taking the weight backwards and forwards and feeling how your pelvis moves as you walk. Then you might notice, do your arms swing? Normally when you're walking faster, they do swing. So as you notice that, is it the same arm and leg that go forward together? That feels pretty awkward, pretty horrible really, but for some people they actually do walk like that. So what happens if you take your opposite arm and leg forwards? Can you feel how your spine twists a little bit? How you get taller over each leg? And sometimes you'll notice that one arm swings more than the other. I find that my right arm swings more than my left. How does it feel for you? And the other thing that I love to ask people to notice is, do your legs walk your pelvis, which looks like this? Or does your pelvis walk your legs, which looks like this? So the power comes from your pelvis. It's your pelvis that walks your legs, not the other way around. So these are just some simple things that you can notice yourself when you go for your morning walk or just walking around the house. Begin to pay attention to how you walk. There's a lot more we can add to this, but probably you need to go to my Marvellous Movement books to find out a little more about that. So this is a shortcut. If you want to know more about the Feldenkrais method and how to make things in your life easier, you can go to my www.marvellousmovement.com website to find out about my books and CDs. Bye.